House Republicans are now debating whether or not it makes sense to provide more access to birth control and reproductive rights, knowing that the Zika virus could have devastating impacts on not only women, but the children that they're carrying. Now, it's incredible because even though the Zika virus is closely linked to something known as microcephaly, turns out that Republican male congressmen have no interest in helping women deal with this situation. In fact, Representative Jeff Duncan said the following: "This push for more abortion access is heartbreaking, especially since there are different degrees of microcephaly." Well, he's right in the fact that there are different degrees of microcephaly, but all the degrees are pretty devastating, okay? So let me tell you what it is. Microcephaly is a condition strongly linked to the Zika virus that causes babies to be born with abnormally small heads and brains that aren't fully developed, which can lead to developmental problems including seizures, cognitive delays, motor problems, and hearing loss, which is why several countries that have been impacted by the Zika virus in Latin America have urged women to not get pregnant in the next 2 years. Okay.
It's amazing.
So it is amazing, and it's obviously extremely dangerous for the unborn babies. Now, House Democrats emphasized the importance of increasing birth control access for women at the hearing on Wednesday, since the U.S. has longstanding prohibitions on foreign aid money being used to pay or advocate for abortion abroad, right? But House Republicans had no interest in that, right? Like, you don't want people to get abortions. I get it. You think you're pro-life, you think it's life at the moment of conception, then you can prevent the abortions by giving women access to birth control to ensure they don't get pregnant in the first place. But House Republicans running the Zika virus hearing avoided the issue of contraception and family planning access for women in endemic countries and instead urged women to welcome babies born with microcephaly.
I can't get past this idea that we've come to accept in this country, maybe all across the world, that these guys are supposed to get to enforce their morality on us through whatever ancient myths and religions they happen to believe in, right? Okay, you think your religion says that it's against abortion. First of all, it doesn't. As I've said a million times, read the Bible. It's actually pro-abortion. It allows for you to give poison to your wife to induce miscarriage if you think she cheated on you, okay? Read the Bible. Okay, fine, but let's say you're wrong, but you earnestly believe that your mythology tells you how to live your life, but I'm not in your religion, right? And we live in a democracy. And, you know, a lot of those Latin American countries are also democracies to varying degrees. And so for them to say, no, you've got to live by my mythology and you got to have a kid and take care of it for God knows how long, however long it survives in this case. Right.
And if the baby survives, that's actually the best case scenario, because usually because of, you know, the undeveloped brain, the baby dies almost immediately.
Right. But either you've got to have a baby that you know is going to die anyway, right? And you've got to go through that trauma and incredible pain and you've got to bear that for 9 months. Or the baby survives and you've got to take care of it for years and years and years, even though it has a small brain that's undeveloped. And I'm going to make you do that because I think some dude talked to a bush 2,500 years ago and then another dude walked on water 2,000 years ago. And I believe all this voodoo, and I think Thor threw a lightning bolt. Oh, wait, that's the other mythology. Okay, and then Zeus came down and had sex with a swan. I mean, whatever, that's the other mythology. But because of that, I'm going to ruin your life. No, you don't get to do that. That's insane. Now, of course we're not going to play by your morality. If we all agree to a certain morality in a democracy and we say, hey, you shouldn't murder other people, you shouldn't rob them, okay, that's a democracy. But if you say, no, I don't need you to agree, I'm going to impose my mythology on you, that's mental. We should never, ever tolerate it. We shouldn't tolerate it in Muslim countries. We shouldn't tolerate it in Israel. We shouldn't tolerate it in Christian countries or Hindu countries. No, everybody gets to have their own morality. So what those women want to do with their bodies is their choice. Now to have Republicans in America telling Brazilians and other Latin American countries, no, I'm going to enforce my morality on you and make you live with it the rest of your life. Fuck off.